Psychedelic Experience record run, back from the, I guess the brief delay, as we're going to try to get these coming in fairly rapid succession now. The long-awaited haul, the much hyped,
boy, oh boy,
the secret honey hole, not so secret, but we weren't going to tell anybody about it while we were still fishing in there.
No, we were not.
All right, so you tell me how you learned about this.
Yeah, it was a Sunday afternoon doing some dishes. Had Facebook kind of pulled up while my wife was doing the dishes, and Vintage Vinyl in St. Louis posted, we have a new section, Weird Rock, Psych, Prog, Folk Psych, etc.
Head explode.
Oh, 2 big rows of it. And I said, see ya, honey, I'll be back later. And she said, do what you feel is right. So I waited until Wednesday to go, and you, sir, were able to tag along then.
Yeah, it was summertime, and now it's not anymore, but it feels like it in this room. No, it was summer, and I didn't have much going on at that point, so I was able to tag along, and this was a mega pick.
It was ridiculous. It was an amazing, amazing collection. They just kept putting stuff out every week. I went back every week. You went back twice?
I think I went back twice. I really only bought things twice, though. There was one time I picked up maybe one thing. But I'm going to kind of show most of what I picked up. And neither of us are going to mention what we spent total. But let me say this.
Bad.
I spent a lot less than he did.
Yeah.
And I still got some killer finds.
Yeah.
Everything I got, though, everything we got an amazing deal on, and ridiculous. I've never seen a full collection in this good a shape going for this type of price.
Lots of sealed records.
Sealed.
Yep.
Sealed.
We got a few of them, so.
We did indeed.
Oh well.
This one was not sealed, but I believe it was in the shrink wrap. You've seen it before. Time. That terribly acronymed Trust in Men Everywhere.
It's a horrible name.
Smoothball, though, this is their second LP, and I think it's the superior one of the two.
I do too.
And I don't own the first one, but knowing about it and having heard most of it now, this is the one you want, baby. Look at that gatefold.
That is crisp.
I know.
Oh, look at that.
You
look at those corners. They're sharp.
Oh, they're good. All right. This is one that usually goes, especially in good condition. You can see this in the $30, $35 range. And I think this one was a cool $12.99.
Very nice.
Yeah, I was happy to have it. It is tasty. Time, Smoothball. You've heard a lot about it before, I'm sure, and it's one that a lot of people have showed, but I just wanted to note that I did get a copy here, and I'm really glad to have it.
It's great. It is amazing. First trip, I got 7 albums. We'll go from good to best. This is Jesse Davis, self-titled. This is one I knew from the VC. Zeke Geek in particular, Zach, I know was big on this one. This was $14.99.
Goes for a little more than that.
Goes for a little more, yeah, 25 to 30 usually. So again, getting good deals, and it's very, very clean. I didn't know what this sounded like, though. I just knew Zeke was big on it. The cover, smoking a little something something. There's a bunch of people that play on here. Eric Clapton's on guitar, Larry Knechtel's on keyboards, Leon Russell on keyboards on a couple tracks. Boy. So, I mean, there's some heavy hitters of the era. Mary Clayton does backing vocals on a few tracks. Graham Parsons is on here. So a little bit rural vibe, a little bit bluesy. It's not bad. I don't love it. I'm glad I got a good deal on it. I'm glad I didn't pay full price for it. Let's see. Golden Sun Goddess is probably my favorite track. It's not trippy like it sounds. It's kind of in a rural rock vibe, but it's very well done. So, musicianship is very strong on here. Clearly, there's a lot of session guys, but yeah, pretty good. Not bad. Gets better though.
All across the universe. This is probably one of those ones where value to price, this almost certainly because of that has to end up in my top 10 this year.
Oh boy.
Because it's Shanty.
Oh.
Again, Mellow Yellow's had it before. We've talked about it before.
Pumped about
this is a winner, folks. Let me tell you, if you are into acid rock and you're like the hippy dippy trippy, which I do like, it's not my number one go-to, This is amazing. I think there's a total of 7 tracks. A couple of them just bleed into each other though, including Innocence. Second track on side 1, that's a 10-minute 45 jam. This is a great one to put on while you're making some dinner or something.
Yeah.
You will just, the time just floats by. It's beautiful. This was sealed.
Yeah.
Sealed for $4.99. This is a can't go wrong one. And it doesn't usually go for, I mean, you'll see it for like 12 bucks.
Yeah.
It's certainly worth that, but to get a sealed copy for $5, I was over the moon. So value-wise, again, I think this one will almost certainly have to make my top 10.
All right, the next one's a little bit of a womp womp. A little bit. This is the Organ Grinders Out of the Egg. The cover, I had to bring it home. I mean, it is the creepiest thing I've ever seen. The guys on the back there look pretty cool. This was in the shrink. I took it off. I don't know if it's going to show on the video. I didn't notice this in the store, and I wish I would have checked, but it's a little bit warped from being in the shrink, and it does affect playback on the first track on both sides.
Oh,
There's
I see it now, yeah.
There's a bit of a skip on the first track on both sides. I think I can get it flattened with just some weight on top of it because it's not that severe of a warp. So I don't know what the first track sounds like on either side, but within, it's really, really good. I read that it was more proggy than psych, but this is progadelic. I really, really enjoy this. I hope I can fix the warp because I want to hear those other 2 tracks. And this was $12.99. Again, goes for a little more than that, but this is a pretty cool one. Pretty cool. A little bit of a womp womp though.
Another one here that comes with the Mellow Yellow stamp of approval, and I do apologize. There's actually quite a few things that I'm showing that are like, he loves them and has showed them and I wanted to get them, but this was the great opportunity again.
Yeah.
Fantastic condition and just great prices. Including, and I think this was another one of those $12.99 Mr. Flood's Party.
Man, that's such a great deal on that.
Cotillion label does have a little bit of a BB hole up here, but I'm always willing to let that go. And the amazing thing about this one is it does have the lyric insert, which is tough to come by, actually. I'm showing you the blank side of it, of course, for no reason whatsoever, but it's in there. The track on this one, I'm a big fan of Prince of Darkness.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't, is this their only LP?
I believe so.
This one is just, it's out there?
Yeah.
It's great though,
it's
man.
It's very moody.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this one's an emotional trip up and down the wall.
Yes.
Yeah. It's fun stuff. Mr. Flood's Party, again, great deal, great condition.
Yeah. Alright, this next one I knew from the Endless Trips colored photo section, and based on that I always buy those. This is Montreal, A Summer's Night. I believe they were Canadian. This was $9.99. It's on Stormy Forest, which I believe is Richie Havens' record label. Yeah. This is good. It's different. This is kind of jazzy in spots, a little bit of a loungy jazz feel, but like that nice kind of floaty jazzy feel, a little bit psychedelic in spots as well, so some psych flourishes. The title track is Summer's Night, and the closing track Infinity. Infinity is about 8 minutes long. It's the long jam. It gets floaty, but it gets a little bit out there as well. Rocks out a little bit in spots too. This is good. This is really, really enjoyable. It doesn't go for a ton of money either. I think like 20 to 25 is the average on Discogs, so you can find it cheaper than that. But for 10 bucks, I'm really glad I picked this one up.
What you mean to me?
Now we're getting to even weirder stuff, man.
It just gets better.
It does. Crazy. It does. Like Graham Bond's Mighty Graham Bond. Now, this is one, I gotta tell you folks, I didn't know if I was gonna pick this up. I got the impression that it's all kind of, you either like it all or you don't like it at all. And I'm gonna go ahead and say that I don't love this one, but this is one I'm keeping for kitsch value for a couple reasons. One, it's on the Pulsar label, which is just, it's different, man.
Yeah.
It's different and it's cool. And the back cover on this one
amazing.
Is amazing. That is a guru right there. What an interesting looking man.
He looks a little bit like Chumley on the front.
He does kind of look like Chumley. It's one of those ones where it's more track by track for me, but side 2 I like quite a bit. Pictures in the Fire on side 1 is pretty good, but Stiff Neck Chicken followed by Freaky Beak, and then Magic Mojo. If you like weird, this one's a good one to look for. I don't know what else to say other than that.
Here's one that I bought sealed. I did take the shrink wrap off because when I opened it up it was just kind of coming off, so I just went ahead and did the whole thing. On Uni, I gotta read this one. The Unwritten Works of Geoffrey Etc. by Whistler, Chaucer, Detroit, and Greenhill. This was 1999, again sealed. Produced by T-Bone Burnett, one of his early projects that he produced. It's very rural and folky, but with some very like acidic psych flourishes to it. Especially the closing track, Ready to Move, which is by far the best thing on the album.
Oh yeah.
But it all builds to that. Like, this is an album LP experience because each track just kind of builds into the next one. It gets better and better as it goes along. And then the closing track on side 1 is Pure as the Freshly Driven Snow is really good, but it's short. It's about a minute and a half. Side 2, though, is where it kind of takes off for me. And again, that closing track is just... It's worth it just for that track, I think. And the rest of the album is great. Kind of a laid-back vibe to it. When I want folk rock, this is the kind of folk rock I want. Yeah. Very, very good.
Another one coming with the Mellow Yellow stamp of approval. He paid $15 for a cover that was pretty beat up. I paid $9.99 for a mint condish. Mint condish.
Yes.
Markley, a group.
Yeah.
We've talked about it before.
Oh.
Essentially, this is a 5th West Coast pop art experimental band with Mr. Bob Markley.
Yeah.
You know, it is just such a great album, and again, it has the printed lyric sheet.
That's awesome.
One on this one, Sweet Lady 11 and the Tattooed Man.
Yeah, yep.
Everything on this is good.
It is.
Everything on this is good, though. This is another one, I'd suggest don't listen to it standing up. This is a lay down album.
There you go.
This is an easy chair or on the floor, incense going. Maybe you didn't take a shower that day album.
Sure.
Yeah.
Here was one, kind of a mind blower. Couldn't believe it was in the bin. This is Jade Faces of Jade on Gar Records. Unbelievable. Like, just, I knew of the album, again, from the Endless Trip and from seeing the cover on YouTube and things like that. Mind blown that this was in there. This was $12.99 original copy. Originals go for like $150. Just unbelievable. This is very Beatles-esque pop, though. It's not nearly as psychedelic as it looks, save for the track My Mary More Than Ever, the opening track on side 2, which is just amazing. Lots of like back-masked guitar work with layered vocals on top. It's so good. This was on a small label, so the production, the mix is a little bit muddy, but it kind of gives it a lo-fi vibe, which is kind of neat. Overall, though, can't believe I have this. This is just amazing, just phenomenal.
Oh yes, I do. I'm extremely lonely.
Absolute find of the trip.
Oh, I know what it is.
For me, though. I have a genuine jealousy generator here.
Huge.
Flipping through the bins. Mellow Yellow has a couple finds that are just, he's on one bin, I'm on the next. We're both doing the shoulder look, the like,
and we're just, we have a stack
so
like that
many.
big.
Of what we grabbed, there was 3 times as much that we could and would have bought.
Yeah.
But nothing better, in my opinion.
Man.
You got some killer stuff. There's stuff that I'm jealous of. But for me, the purchase, surprise package, free up. Found it just flipping through the bins, and it was one that just caught my eye. Didn't know much, if anything, about it. And Mellow Yellow told me after I decided I was going to get it, that it was a pricey record. It was one he'd been looking for a long time, and he said, if you'd flipped past that record, I would have grabbed it out.
Yeah.
And boy, I see why. It's phenomenal. This was $16.99.
It's amazing.
It's got some freaky stuff on it, man. It's got some cool pop gems. So side 1 ends with, oh gosh, supporting cast. And that's a good track. It also has a longer jam, 100% Vision. But then side 2, amazing. Starts with a little single, should have been a single, called Social Disease, and then your 15-minute and 45-second title track, Free Up.
Gosh, man.
It's so flipping good.
My second sealed album of the trip. Just was amazed that this was in there. Kaleidoscope Beacon from Mars. I was a little bit worried that it was going to be the reissue. Open it up, and it is the yellow epic original. Shrink's coming off a little bit, but I can't bring myself to take off this one. I've kept it on here. This was $24.99. This was my pony up of the trip. Pony up of the trip for this, $24.99. Sealed. Crazy. Just, I'm so happy to have this. But I will say, the first time I listened to it, I was very underwhelmed. It's been touted as, one of the greatest psychedelic albums of all time. I like Side Trips better, their first album. I think I still do, but upon subsequent listens, this has grown. This is a grower. It just took me a while to get my head wrapped around what they were going for and what they were trying to do, and understanding that this is not going to be a full-on, tripped-out, deep psych record. This is going to be more in the jam band vein of psych, and very Eastern influenced, and very good. Stoked to have this classic.
That's the big jealousy generator for me.
Yeah. My find of the trip, though. I think this is going to be the standout for me of the trip. An original on Mainstream. This is The Art of Lovin'. Again, couldn't believe it was in the bins. It does have a punch out there, but otherwise, a very nice copy. $16.99. Again, one that goes for $150 and up. Just unbelievable. This is great pop psych. Lots of fuzz guitar. There's a female vocalist, so it feels a little bit Jefferson Airplane-ish in spots. But these guys rock out. But everything is structured in a pop song structure. I guess I will repeat myself there, but the standouts for me: State of Mind, which we played on tonight's show. How Can We Hang On to a Dream? Take a Ride. Again, it's all very, very good pop psych. And another obscurity that was waiting for us in the bins, and just we took it home. Can't believe it.
Well, we killed it that first day.
That first day was easily the best day of digging I've ever had. We were at the store for 3 hours?
It was a long time.
We looked down at the clock and we're like, oh my gosh, we have to go. It was unbelievable. It's like what you dream about,
oh my
we're gonna walk into the record store and they're gonna have tons of crazy rare psych for cheap prices. That's exactly what this was.
It literally was the dream.
It was, yeah. And by the time they put everything out, there were almost 4 rows of this stuff.
Oh yeah.
And everything, it was just like, a lot of it we didn't know what it was.
And there were a few things that subsequently we've come across and been like, we should have grabbed that.
Yeah.
We should have grabbed that.
Yeah. We should have taken out a loan and just bought it all.
So more to come.
Yes.
These were the true apex gems, but more good stuff to come from vintage vinyl. And on that note, we'll see you next time. Before then, till then, I don't know. See you at the record show. See you at the record store. Until then, avoid scratches and stay in the groove.